Hey guys, Prank Chaos from Team Chaos Stream coming at you with some more replays today. This time around, we are going to be doing some Machina Orcust replays. But before we get into this, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below and check out all the links in the description. So anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and get into today's replays. This is, I believe, a going second game against what appears to be a Galaxy deck. It's weird to see a Galaxy Soldier in hand and not have it be a Cyber Dragon deck. But let's go ahead and just hit play here. So they're going to go off first, hit that Galaxy Soldier to search. Pop into another Galaxy Soldier, get themselves into a rank 5. Obviously still going to go for the Nova Infinity play because why not? Like, you can't resist not doing that. So just goes an Infinity to set and pass. And actually in the back row, all we have set is an Impermanence and a Hyper Galaxy. So we're just going to pop off some normal Orcust shenanigans. We're going to pull out the double Allure, sending our World Legacy World Wand. World Legacy World Wand and a Dark Grepher. And also open up the Machina Reformation so that we can actually search for a couple of Machina cards. That's going to get hit with the Infinity, which is fine. We were kind of baiting to the gate, so we can go for the Orcust. And he's going to hit the Gearsu, but we still have a response. We can just go for the Orchestrated Return, get our couple of draws, and that's kind of our turn, unfortunately. Obviously, they don't really have quite the board established to go for an OTK. They're just going to swing for 25 and turn, sit on that negate. So we're going to open up here, going to hit that Babel, hit the Pot of Desires, and not actually get negated, which is surprising. So we're just going to go off with a bunch of searching, a bunch of drawing. Going to negate the Machina Reformation again. Go for the Orcust Gearsu. He has nothing to stop us. Popping off the Nightmare, sending Symbol Skeleton, using World Wand to pray out the Nightmare. Then he's just going to go off with his Hyper Galaxy plays to pull out his Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, thinking that's going to be enough. Not realizing that we were going to go into the Galatea. Get ourselves set that Orchestrated Crescendo, go into the Gearsu, and just pop his Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and swing for 26. Going May Phase 2, setting that second Orcust Crescendo, ending turn. Yes, not necessarily the best turn, but we can boost up our Gearsu here, throw the World Legacy World Wand into the graveyard, and then if our Gearsu would get destroyed for any reason, we can just put the Galatea in graveyard and use Symbol Skeleton to bring it back out, which gives us 2 free Omni-Negates. So, alright, gonna go into this next turn, open up the Citadel with the Irradiator already in hand, go for the combos here, go into a second Dingirsu hard summoned. That is what I love about this deck, is that you can go into a Dingirsu with just your Machina plays. You don't even need the Orcust plays to get your Dingirsu out. It's so beautiful how well this deck plays. So just going off more Orcust shenanigans, gonna swing some damage here. I think I misclicked on the Galatea. I forgot it wasn't higher than his Photon Vanisher, I guess, and it was just kind of a goof up on my part. So ending on the IP Galatea board with 2 Crescendos set, so we can get a couple of the gates as we see fit. We're just going to go for the Zeroboros play. Since we've got so many banished, we can just go in and swing for game. So that concludes round 1. Let's go ahead and go into game 2. Alright, so game 2 here looks like we're playing against the Orcust Mirror match. When we see that Phantom Knight's Fogblade in hand, that already looking a little bit spooky, they're going to go first, hit the Junk forward, and Brass Bombard, going straight into the Galatea, being able to banish the Brass Bombard to bring out the Nightmare. So setting that Crescendo right away, going for the long Gearsu play, actually, not one you see very often. So we're just going to be banishing some more Orcust shenanigans, pulling out the Dingirsu, getting some protection with the long Gearsu on field, and just having us set up no Babel, actually, surprisingly enough. So he does not have any quick effects. We're just going to go off with our Orcust shenanigans now, discard our whole hand, because we didn't draw Dark, unfortunately. So we're going to go with the World Wand play, get the Nightmare, pull out the Galatea, shuffle back our World Legacy, but he's going to hit us with the Orcust Crescendo on that one, so we're just going to go with our Mech-Knight Orcust Gearsu, and still be able to go off into a Galatea anyways, which is going to get hit with a Phantom Knight's Fogblade, so we can just go into a Dingirsu, pop his Dingirsu, and beat over the long Gearsu. So many Gearsus in this game, you gotta love Orcust, right? So they're going to go into the Orcust Nightmare, have a Symbol Skeleton in the graveyard, but we are just going to stop that right now. We're at least going to use our Crescendo to search for the Gizmek Orochi because we can special summon him on their turn if we need to. Setting our Ding to graveyard, he's going to hit us with the Gizmek here. I probably should have pulled out the Gizmek Orochi when Symbol Skeleton attacked, but it is fine. Now we have a 2450 beater on field and a Allure of Darkness in hand. Did not draw anything good. We can banish the Nightmare to boost up our Gizmek Orochi here, pull out some Orcust shenanigans, and just have him lose connection. I'm pretty sure he actually just quit because he realized he didn't really have games. So that's it for game 2. Let's go ahead and move on to game 3. So the Machina Orcust play is getting ever more exciting. This looks like an incredible opening hand here, but we are once again going second against what appears to be a Twilight Ninja deck. So we're going to see what shenanigans they can do here. I actually don't know at all what this deck does. All I know is that he just goes into the Shigetsu 2-card set. So we're going to pull out that Gizmek Orochi, go for our Allure of Darkness, get a Machina Gear Frame here. That's going to get hit with the Armor Ninjutsu Art of Rust Mist, which is not really going to do much for us at all because we can out that easily just by going into the Dingirsu Hard Summon and popping it. just so that we don't have to worry about that sort of floodgate or battle reduction. So he's going to hit the ninjutsu art of Mirage Transformation and bring out our Machina Citadel. So we're just going to equip that gear frame to our Dingirsu for some extra protection. So this Dingirsu has 3 layers of protection. Once he realized he couldn't take out the Dingirsu, he just surrendered. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to game 4. So this time, actually going first, I believe we chose to go first this time around just because we had the feeling that plays were going to go nice for us, that we could set up some disruptions for our opponent and be able to stop them from playing altogether. So we're going to go into normal Orcust shenanigans, realizing now I probably should have used the token to go over to Link Haribo and get the Galatea that way and then use the Nightmare, but this works just fine too. So we're going to end on a Dingirsu Babel Crescendo Pass. So this really relies on them trying to pop our Dingirsu a couple of times so that we can get both our Symbol Skeleton and Galatea in the graveyard to be able to unlock that Crescendo, which is, yes, a lot of setup, especially going against a Dragon Maid deck who's just going to swing into our Dingirsu here and just get some damage in, sending both of our cards to the graveyard, which means that we can now activate that Symbol Skeleton, bringing back out the Galatea. It's going to get hit by the Xiao and get negated, bringing out the House Dragon Maid. They're just going to go off normal Dragon Maid shenanigans. We're going to go into our turn, open up the Machina Gear frame, use it to search for our big boy Possess Storage, use the Irradiator to discard the Citadel, and just get some more Orcust plays. Go into the Long Gear so we can get that pop on the House Dragon Maid here. Pull out a Galatea, shuffle back to get our second Crescendo. So we actually have our Long Gearsu and Dingirsu on field, so we kind of ended up copying the last game's plays, but it works out really well because we have that Long Gearsu link, so it cannot be destroyed by card effects, and Dingirsu has an extra layer of protection, plus we had the Crescendo in the back row to negate whatever they wanted to play. So we just effectively shut down their whole turn, and we'll be able to swing for some good damage after we use our Possess Storage here. We'll pull out the Radiator, and then just go swinging. Do some good damage here. Could have had game if we put that Machina Radiator in attack mode, but obviously we couldn't because Possess Storage would not let us. So we're just going to end on an IP pass. Gonna negate that second Dragon Maid changeover. Get that banished as well. Go to the IP to pull out the Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax. He's just gonna pass, gonna open up a Lure of Darkness, banish the Symbol Skeleton, go into the gear frame for the Irradiator. Use Machina Reformation, search for 2 more. So that way we can send the Citadel to the graveyard. They'll target the gear frame, special summon the Possess Storage. Be able to bring out both of our Citadels actually. And then from here, we're just gonna go swing for game. So that's it for game 4. Let's go ahead and move on to game 5. Alrighty, so this time around, we are going first against Blackwings here. This was actually a very interesting duel. So we're going to allure to send that Armageddon Knight, the Machina Reformation. He's just going to quit. He realizes he doesn't have any plays, and that he did not Ash at the right time. So that is very unfortunate to see that game end so quickly. It was a really nice hand here. We definitely could have done a lot of shenanigans. Since we already had 1 Machina Citadel in graveyard, we could just normal summon our gear frame, search for a Machina monster, use our Radiator, pitch the Possess Storage, and then use a Radiator to target the gear frame, pop it, bring back the Possess Storage, and then use Possess Storage to revive the gear frame and get a Citadel. So there's a whole bunch of shenanigans this hand had, plus a Cosmic Cyclone to out like any sort of Mystic Mine or any ridiculous hands like that. So let's go ahead and move on to game 6. Alright, so game 6 here, going first again against Appliancers. A very interesting deck, and it looks like they're playing a Kaiju variant. So we're going to go with the Orcust Gearsu, send the World War in the graveyard, special summon another one from hand, hit the Orcust return, sending some of our monsters to the graveyard here, just getting a whole bunch of searching and drawing. That's what I love about this deck. It's super consistent because there's so many different means to search and draw. It's just incredible the amount of output this deck can do, and just how much it can pop off like crazy. Like if this deck gets hit with a Droll and Lockbird, it's not going to kill it, but it's definitely going to hurt. So we're going to pull out the Dingirsu, go into IP, pass with a set Crescendo and a Babylon field, which means we can go into the Galatea and easily get a disruption, except they hit the IP with a Kaiju. Such a sad day. So we're going to go into the Appliancers, hit the Appliancer Vacuum Elephant, and try to pop our Dingirsu here, but we're just going to stop it from being destroyed with his own effect, and then bring out the Galatea with the Symbol Skeleton, and he realizes that is game. He does not have a way to out us after being disrupted on the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. So, looks like that was a very interrupted Kaiju Slumber. So, let's go ahead and move on to game 7, the final game. Alrighty, so last Machina Orcust play here, we are going to go first again, and this one's going to be filled and ripe with misplays. So we're going to go with the Machina Reformation play, go to the Machina Gear Frame, search for that Possess Storage, pitch the Possess Storage for the Irradiator, and just get him with our Gear Frame, bring Gear Frame back out. Going to go into Link 2 of IP Masquerade, and then the Nightmare Phoenix. It was a few misclicks of a very unfortunate turn. We were hoping to pitch the Mech Knight Orcust Gearsu, special summon it off of the Symbol Skeleton in the graveyard, but not reading Phoenix's full effect and seeing that it has to be a spell or trap your opponent controls. So Very unfortunate there. We had some plays in mind, just a little misread of the card there. So Raid Raptor is going to go off with its little plays here. Oddly enough, main decking Magic Cylinder. I don't believe I've seen this one in quite some time. So they're going to go off their Wise Tricks, Force Tricks plays, and just spam the field with monsters. Imagine if we had an Abiru against this right now. It would be hilarious. So going to bring out the Revolution Falcon. That's totally okay. Go into battle phase, swing over the Nightmare Phoenix, and then hit it with the Wise Tricks for a little bit extra damage. Going to go into our next turn here. We're actually going to be able to get Orcust shenanigans this time, so we can go to the Machina Orcust Gear 2, sending Nightmare to Graveyard, and using the Nightmare to banish World 1 to bring out the Nightmare. Alright, going into the Galatea here, sending that back to the deck, getting the Babel. Symbol Skeleton to pull out Gearsu again. Going into a Ding Gearsu now to be able to pop that Exceeds monster over there. That's where we get hit with the Magic Cylinder on the Ding Gearsu. Not at all surprising, so we're just going to go link off to Galatea so that our Crescendo is alive once again. So they're going to go off with some of their rank up magic stuff because that is what Raid Raptors do best, using the Galatea to set an orchestrated return with the Crescendo still on field as well. So we are going to hit the return or the Crescendo on that Wise Tricks there because we do not like that card. So they're going to pop off some more stuff. We're just going to use the Nightmare to send to the graveyard our Brass Bombards and smash some of the Orcust Symbol Skeleton from hand and give our Galatea some battle protection. Probably better plays could have been made. Probably would have been better to send a Symbol Skeleton to the graveyard so we can revive something like a Ding Gearsu, but totally okay here. This is the best we can do. They're just going to end their turn because they can't beat over the Galatea. So we open up the Armageddon Knight with the Immaculate Citadel, so we're just going to pitch that World 1, use the Orchestrated Return, get rid of the Symbol Skeleton, go off some Machina plays here, get our Gizmek Orochi, use the Irradiator to target the Gizmek Orochi, bring that back to Possess Storage and the second Irradiator. So then now we can hard summon the Ding Gearsu after we get our Topologic Zeraboros. We're just going to use our Ding Gearsu. I mean, probably would have been better just reattach material, but it's fine. So Topologic Zeraboros is going to banish everything here. And we're just going to bring out the Mech-Knight Orcust Gearsu and just go off some token shenanigans, allowing us to still keep our Orcust combo after having wiped their entire board. So now we can go to the Link Rebo, and we're just going to go Battle Phase, swing over the token, and hit for 26. Main Phase 2, go ahead and link off into the Long Gearsu. So now we can get a free pop on our opponent's turn. Well, except we can't because he's not a quick effect since we do not have Babel. So we're just going to get ourselves some free monsters here. Bring the Symbol Skeleton back to the hand, Gizmek Orochi to the field, and unfortunately did not get our Zeraboros back, but that's totally fine. So we're going to use the World Wand to bring back the Gearsu, send his card to the graveyard, and just attack for game. I know that was a very wild ride of a game, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. These Immaculate Orcust replays were actually a lot of fun to go through, playing all these different games. It was crazy seeing all the different things this deck it out, but fairly consistent deck, very powerful. I definitely think you guys should give it a try. If you want a deck list, be sure to head over to my channel, The Hammer Card Man, and let me know in the comments on my latest video, and I will let you guys know if it's coming anytime soon. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I really hope you enjoyed. Once again, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below so you can see more replays from me and Date Chaos and whoever else is part of the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to have fun and make your move. Peace out.